Well, hey everybody. How are you? We miss you. Had a little bit of windshield time, so I thought I would just turn on the camera and say hello because I know some of you maybe thought that I died or we disappeared or any number of things after I announced that we were taking that extended leave of absence from doing the show. I haven't done a whole lot since then, at least not on the YouTube. If you follow on the Facebook page, then you know I'm still here because you're seeing the posts. But aside from that, I haven't taken the time to do any videos. And it's kind of bugging me that I haven't checked in with everybody, haven't even taken time to update on the Facebook side how the move is going and all of that. We did get the house closed here a few weeks back and everything's moved in, but everything's not where it belongs yet. And then we decided to upgrade some furniture and add some furniture. So we're waiting for that to be delivered. So we're using the furniture that we currently have, and until that other comes in, and then we are going to have kind of a mad dash to get everything moved out of the bedroom and such to make room for the new stuff as it comes in without losing our bed. It's just kind of been a mess, but it's been a good mess. Liking the newer house, loving the huge yard. Once it doesn't look like the moving truck just belched up everything into the house, we will we'll take some video, just walk everybody through kind of what it looks like, not the whole house. I'm at least going to do the new studio when we get that put together, and maybe do some videos from the backyard. We've got a nice big deck now, so when the weather's nice, we can do some more stuff from out there. I think it'll be a lot of fun to do. Maybe turn the camera on a little bit probably not in the morning. I'm not much of a morning person. I don't go out there and sip coffee, but maybe in the evenings. So we'll see what happens there. But just thought I would check in and say hi and see how everybody's doing and get the communication lines open here. Calaveras is out there. Keith Gregory's out there. Kingpin's out there. I miss you guys. Can't wait to get the show cranked back up. We are still planning on the first Thursday in December, which coincidentally is the first day in December. If I am not mistaken, I believe that is December 1st. And so can't wait to get that done, which means I've got a few weeks to get the office put together and get the studio back up and running. However, one of those weeks is going to be taken up with, how did I word that earlier today? Exercising my right to keep and bear arms in my pursuit of happiness by harvesting some of God's bounty to nourish myself and my freezer and fill my freezer. Something to that effect. I'm going to go hunt deer with a rifle. So, what's up, Defense Dad? New backyard range. Unfortunately, Calaveras, no. That's not going to happen. Hey, if I do that, I can put that up there. Because we're still in town. And in our town, there's an ordinance where no projectiles can be fired. So I'm not sure about Nerf guns and airsoft. That I don't know. But I do know that the way it's been explained, practicing with your bow in the backyard is not allowed. Practicing running a slingshot or an air rifle in the backyard. Okay. I think I just blanked out. Can y'all hear still? I can't talk either. Can y'all still hear me? I'm also doing a drive test because my provider, which is the company where I do my 9 to 5, is we've got a new tower up that makes this drive a little better. So I want to make sure that I can. Am I back now? Hope I don't have tag soup. I don't look for that to be a problem, Calaveras, just because if I don't see, any nice male specimens of the whitetail variety, then I can always. There's no shortage of whitetail doe up there on the ranch, and Dad just wants them thinned out. So find a nice mature buck if I can. But my tag or my permit gives me a tag for 1 buck, and then I've got 2 bonus tags. So I'm not going to shoot 3 deer because I don't have freezer space for 3 deer. But I can hunt. I can hunt for a nice doe if I give up on the buck hunt. So it's not a big deal as long as I get a little more backstrap. I've been saving some. I've still got a little bit left from last year's deer in my freezer, and I have not eaten that up. But I'm hoping to enjoy that, and then sometime right after the first of the year, typically is when I get a phone call saying, "Come pick up your meat. It's ready." From R&M Meats in Northport, Nebraska. If you're in Northeast Nebraska, you need to go check out R&M Meats. Rod does just a bang-up job, and his whole crew. It's not just Rod, but the whole crew. They're amazing, and they're the only ones that I really trust my venison to. If I ever had that to be taken to him as well, but all I take in there right now are deer. But yeah, just gotta have Rod do that over there. I need to move my camera a little bit to the right. To my right or your right? Is it the same right? I get confused because sometimes the camera angle, this one does it. This one, yeah, this one does it the way it is. Sorry, Patriot. How's that? Is that better? There, I moved it a little bit for you. I really didn't. And it's probably kind of a dick move for me to say that I did. But you know what? Don't tell Patriot because he'll never know. So just let him think that I did. It'll be fine. You guys just we'll stay. Y'all can be in on the joke and just don't tell Patriot. I read that comment before I noticed who said it. So now I get it. Everything makes sense. I did move it. Patriot, so I moved it a little bit to your right, not my right. So if that's not right, then you got to let me know. Single shots out there. Calaveras, hey, good luck on that bear tag. Hopefully things are working better now. What else is happening? What do y'all want to talk about? How'd the elections go in your area? Calaveras, you don't even have to bother commenting. I get it. But the rest of you out there where you are, what do you think? Did things go well, not well? Were you surprised by any of the results from the elections? We don't need to get into super specific details. Some of the stuff in Nebraska, I was, the outcome was what I was hoping for, even though maybe the outcome wasn't ideal. It's kind of like, well, I'm not really pleased with this candidate, but I think that this candidate is going to do a better job. Never mind the bumps in the road here. Than that candidate. So, in any of those instances, it went the same way that I voted. So I was happy about that. Couple issues that got put on the ballot through ballot initiatives that I wasn't one of them anyway, I wasn't super impressed with. Nebraska did vote, and if you follow on Facebook, you saw my post maybe. Nebraska did vote to raise minimum wage incrementally, but by 2026, it will be all the way up to $15. And I just thought there were more people in Nebraska that had their heads screwed on straight. I guess I thought wrong. Very, very, very surprised to see not only that it passed, but it wasn't a slim margin. Now, it wasn't a huge margin, but it wasn't a slim margin. And people, I guess, just think that raising minimum wage means that they'll get more money in their pocket somehow. It doesn't mean that. And for anybody that wants to actually sit down and have the discussion, we can map it out, but it takes me a long time to explain it because I'm not a very good teacher on that sort of thing. I'm not an economist. Plus, in order to explain it right, typically the people that need it explained, I have to do it in crayon, which brings me to another thing that I want. Am I back now? Can you hear me okay? That should not have happened. Not where I was. A little concerning. Just not sure what's going on there. Anyway, I hope I'm back. I hope y'all haven't ditched me. But speaking of crayons, those of you who are or have been an active member of the Marine Corps, I'm not a veteran of any kind, but I do want to wish you all a happy birthday on behalf of the Marine Corps. And I know that you all are celebrating with drinks and revelry and probably eating a few crayons of your own. So I don't know if it's okay for a civilian to say Semper Fi to the Marines or not. I don't usually do it, but hopefully you'll forgive me on this of all days. So thank you, Marines, for everything that you've done for our country since the beginning of our country. And Semper Fi, you guys. We love you. We love all the branches of the service. They're all special. Some of you are a little more specialer than others. And I was going to try and find some yummy crayons and just eat one with you, but I ran out of time today. It didn't happen. So just know that I'm thinking of you. And for what it's worth, I think the purple ones taste best. I know a lot of you like the red ones, but I like the purple. I'll sit and eat a crayon with you Marines any day. Love you guys. So I'm heading to exercise a little bit of freedom. I have not taken pictures. I plan to do some pictures today. Once I get out to the range, we had a care package, and it was delivered to my house. I think there's a video in there. I may make a standalone video about this. They say that you can't order guns and have them delivered right to your house when you're not a dealer, but I am not a dealer, and I got my guns delivered to my house. Now, the thing is, I had already paid for them online, and because Garrett over at Open Country Firearms in Osmond, Nebraska is a friend of mine and a sponsor of the podcast. He was in town, so rather than me drive up to his office to pick those up, he brought them along. We completed the 4473 on the kitchen table. The background check was taken care of by my Nebraska CHP. So everything's good. Everything's legal. There were no illegal activities at all here, just so you guys know. But if you know a guy, yeah, you can get your guns delivered right to your door. It's okay. He's just got to be the dealer, and he's got to bring the Form 4473 along to have you fill that out and sign it. So, or she, whoever the dealer is. But most dealers, they don't have time or whatever. Luckily, Garrett's a cool guy, and I don't know that he would do that for just anybody, but you know what? I bet he would. So we added some additions to the stable. And Single Shot said, okay, so back here, Nebraska went red as it should be, except for that minimum wage thing, Defense Dad. Patriot said Michigan went great. If you're in the mood for fire and brimstone, yeah, I was kind of hoping to see your governorship change hands. I'm sorry in that respect that it didn't happen. It sounded like that Republican challenger maybe had her head a little square on her shoulders, a lot more square than your current abomination. Anyway, so Single Shot was very disappointed with the way Maine went. I'm back. Hey, Chris from the 740, what's up? So, do I still still use the blonde stock 270. Nope. I took one deer with that, and I took one deer just to say that I did. It's back in the case. It's in a hard-sided case. It's in a hard-sided case with desiccant in there to keep it nice and dry until I get a good, solid safe. The new house, I'm so excited. The new house is going to have a full-length gun safe, so everything can be not only locked up the way that it should be, but I don't have to keep fighting with not as secure as I'd like it to be, cabinets and closets and such to hold the long guns. So that will go in its own nice. It'll be one of the few guns, inside the safe, still in a soft case, just to protect it. But no Calaveras. That one is now enjoying its status as how do I say this, future, because I don't have the gun safe yet, a future safe queen. That rifle is now the queen of all the rifles in the house, and she'll be a safe queen soon enough. But she's ready to go if I decide that I can't take it with the Ruger. The last couple of years, the old Ruger American has done just fine. It's killed every deer that I have shot with it. With the first shot, I've not had to put a second shot into a deer with that rifle yet, so I think it does okay. That's one of the things I'm doing right now, actually. I just want a couple more rounds in through it before I head up Saturday to go hunt. Got a few new handguns with me that I plan on taking some pictures of to show them off, and they've not been fired yet, at least not by me. I know the factory fires everything at least once. I get it, but they're untouched other than a lot of dry fire so far. With me, I'm not going to tell you what they are. If you do, some of you know what I was getting in. So if you do know, please, no spoilers. But gonna put a few rounds through them, depending on how the temperature does. The thermometer on my dash says 34 degrees right now, and the wind is only blowing about 20 to 25 miles an hour. So nothing crazy. It's Nebraska. That's about normal. Just a normal Thursday here. I am super stoked because a lot of you probably don't know or don't even care. But the last several years in Nebraska for the month of deer season, and I know that if you hunt with a bow or a muzzle loader, then your deer season goes a lot longer, right? But I don't take the time. I hunt with a rifle. That's it, centerfire rifle. And so my deer season in November lasts for 9 days, from opening Saturday morning through the following Sunday a week later. And that's it. So I get those. And then I do, since I do have a special permit that lets me hunt antlerless only, and I get to go back out in January with my rifle to try and hunt that. I can hunt in November or January, even in October for a few days, but I never get the time in October to do it. So we will we'll see how that goes. But I'm don't get to go out opening morning. Got to work that day. It's just the way that the schedule fell this year, and since I'm taking a whole week, that's what it's going to be. So I'll work until about 4 o'clock. I'm hoping by 5 o'clock to be wheels up and on the road, heading up to my dad's so that I can at least get a little hunting in with my cousin before he has to go home and go back to work for part of a week, and then he'll come back up the second weekend with his boys, and we're planning on coming back up the second weekend with the nephews. So I've got to get my hunting done before I leave to come home midweek, because after I start guiding the youngins, I won't be hunting for me. I'll be hunting for them or with them, but not for me anymore. So unless they tag out early, and then I can go back and hunt some more on my own, but that typically doesn't happen with these guys. So, but it's been warm. The last 2 years, I know for sure, it hasn't even frozen the whole week that we've been up there. overnight lows were maybe in the 30s, possibly down to 33, 32, but not enough to actually freeze overnight, let alone be cold during the daytime. So they're not calling for any moisture after today, which I think it's all blown out. It kind of drizzled all yesterday and a little bit this morning, but that's all blown out now, and it's nice and sunny, partly cloudy, I guess. And from what I've seen in the forecast, they're not calling for any rain or snow up where I hunt for a while. But anyway, it's going to be cold. It's going to be nice to have cold weather this year. I love hunting in the cold. I know I'm an anomaly. Not everybody likes it cold, but when you're hunting deer, it just helps. It really helps them to when it's colder, they have to eat more, to stay warm. And so the more they have to eat, the more predictable they become. They don't get to just lay up all day and only come out and graze at night and then sleep all day. So it's a lot nicer, a lot easier to try and pattern them a little bit. I know during the rut, it's almost impossible to pattern. But if you can find the girls, you can usually find the boys, and the girls are a little bit easier to pattern when it gets colder, even during the rut. So, Patriot, thank you very much for hanging out. I keep forgetting that I've got the camera on this end of the. Normally I flip my phone the other way, but when I sit in this new vehicle, I have to flip it the other direction to keep the camera out from behind the steering wheel. And so, let's see here. Defense Dad got jokes. He thinks I got a pink Ladysmith. That is not true. Okay, it is not pink. It may be a Ladysmith. I don't know. I've talked to a lot of men that have shot the Ladysmith and said that it was just misnamed. It's a great gun all the way around. Calaveras says synthetic stock matte barrel rifles are nice and simple for hunting, and that's what I bought for that reason, because when I go hunting, the thing gets taken in brush, and we occasionally cross a barbed wire fence. And oftentimes what I do, and I understand the correct procedure is to just lay the rifle down on the ground. But I typically don't do that unless I've got my leather gloves with me, because to cross a barbed wire fence, grab that top wire, push down on it. Typically what I'll do is pop my magazine out and make sure my chamber's empty, and then I'll use the gun to press down on that top wire. And I'm not doing that with that Safe Queen. Ain't gonna happen. So, all right, daylight is burning. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to get done before I can call it a night. I've got to get some stuff done here and then get back home by a certain time of day. And so I will, I'll sign off. But again, happy birthday, Marine Corps. Thank you for always being the first to fight for rights and freedom. We love you guys. God bless all of you. And Calaveras had a snowstorm. Cool. Wow, I'm glad I wasn't hunting between 85 and 105. Normally it's between 45 and 55 the last couple of years. This year it's going to be between 25 and 35, I think. So that's going to be beautiful. It may not even, I think the whole opening weekend, last I looked, they're not even looking for the temperature to get above freezing. It's not even going to thaw out at all the whole opening weekend. So that's great. I've got a nice warm place to sleep. I'm not stuck out in a camper the way that my cousin is. They could come inside. They bring their camper because they've got their own space that way. But yeah, anyway, thanks. We love you. God bless you. Don't forget to catch back up with us. Be looking for the announcements on when we start the show back up, but that will be December 1st. Normal time, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central, which of course is the only time zone that matters, and anybody who says otherwise doesn't live in this one. So we love you, miss you. I think I said that already. God bless you. Happy birthday, Marines. I got to go shoot some guns, take you some pictures. I will try to remember to get those posted up here on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget, we have a Twitter page. Trying to remember to get over there and do Twitter stuff too. This video isn't live right now on Twitter, but trying to get that going a little bit. And then we'll see when life slows down over the winter. Maybe I'll get a few things up over on Rumble. We've got Rumble and we've got locals.com. And I love watching Dave Rubin, who kind of started the locals thing and merged it with Rumble, and now Rumble's public, and they're not getting bought out by anybody. But if anybody knows anybody, if you've got the ear of somebody in Rumble, if they would make a play in the background option so I can turn off my screen and still listen to stuff on Rumble, I would pretty much quit YouTube. Just saying, I prefer YouTube because I can play this stuff without my screen being on, because I've got the Google subscription, whatever, that comes with the YouTube Pro or Red or whatever it's called. I've got all that, and it's so nice. I can turn something on, let it play, and I don't have to have it on my screen. So if other platforms would start doing that, or even do just like a picture-in-picture, I'd spend a lot more time there. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. YouTube hasn't kicked me off yet because I haven't gotten super crazy. But with this wind, I'm not going to film anything today, just a few still shots. So be on the lookout for those. Please go follow us on Facebook, Sandhills Media, and Get Off My Lawn podcast pages. Please go follow us on Twitter at Sandhills John, I believe it is. Sandhills Media there. If you find me on Rumble or Locals or MeWe or any of that stuff, I'm never there. So right now it's just the main Facebook and YouTube and a little Twitter. Later, guys.